Welcome to the podcast. Today we have a full episode for you. We're going to kick it off with like a little announcement and then straight into our peaks and pits. Ask Alex. It's a personal question that Bennett has this week. Then we do have an interview. It is actually going to be a follow-up interview with Lloyd from Lloyd and Shorty from the last several weeks series. He's going to talk about his experience on ketamine and what that's like, the sessions, the benefits of it, and what life is like been before and after. So this week we actually have a conspiracy, and then we're also going to have trivia with Lloyd after his interview. So go grab your snack. Come on back and let's get it. Welcome to the Resilient AF podcast. I'm Alex Fresh.
And I'm Bennett Knows. We believe everything vibrates at a certain frequency, and we're here to raise the vibration.
You'll hear stories of resilience, manifestation, and what to do when you find that even resilience has a toll. Because the bitch is tired, honey. Welcome. Monday morning to the podcast. Well, it's actually not morning anymore.
It's afternoon, or it could be night, or whenever they're listening. But
wherever
for
you
us, it is afternoon.
It's noon for us here. We're in Seattle, Washington on the west side. It is the best side. And
I don't know about, you can't just slide that in when you have East Coast there on the podcast, girl. Come on.
You should have seen his face.
It's the second best.
West Coast is the best coast. I've always said it. Okay.
Just because it rhymes doesn't make it the best, okay?
Make it make sense for the East Coast.
East Coast is faster, swaggier, stylish,
so
louder.
Is the West Coast.
West Coast is pretty chill to the East Coast, and just the way of life. Everyone here is so chill and laid back, and
East
we
Coast.
don't want problems and vibes. So cool. And then East Coast is like, what up? What's popping? Let's get it started. Let's go.
Yeah. East Coast is high strung.
Yeah, it's high strung because there's just so much goodness and vibes around you that you're like, right here, this next, over there, let's make decisions. Whereas here, it's like, let's just slow our roll and we'll get there eventually. And East Coast is like, we need to get there now.
Which I do appreciate that. But it still seems very high strung to me. So I'll still say that West Coast is the best coast. So wherever you are, thanks for tuning in and listening. If you're in like Hawaii, then it's not going to be afternoon. Anywhere else, it's going to be afternoon for you.
Yeah.
Or the next day if you're on the other side of the world.
I mean, in China, it's already Tuesday.
I know, that's why I said, or the next day if you're on the other side of the world. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Yes, I did say noon. We changed the time from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because your girl and your boy cannot seem to fucking get it out at 8 a.m. on a Monday goddamn morning. We tried, okay? We tried.
We did for a while.
We did.
But, life be lifing, and we just want to have that space and time to make sure you guys have a great episode.
Yeah. So we're like, let's just do it at 12. So everybody knows it's going to hit at 12. And that's the new time that the podcast is going to start every single Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, yeah. So you already had your coffee. You already dropped them badass kids off. No, let me stop. You already dropped the kids off. You probably already had a shot, filled your wine glass because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So now it's time to enjoy us.
Yeah. Let's just hop right into our peaks and pits. So what's going on with you this week, Bennett?
So like I said last week on last week's episode, it was Prime Week. So I worked basically all week. If you're new to the podcast, work at Amazon. So because it was Prime Week, I was at work every day and I was so tired and exhausted. And we were supposed to repeat last week, this week, because I don't know why. Prime Week is only 1 week, but they had us scheduled for overtime for 2 weeks.
For like returns and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, look at you. You're smarter than me because I was like, well, what the fuck is going on here? But I guess Prime Week wasn't priming because they canceled our overtime.
What?
And, they canceled it.
Why?
They had everyone scheduled for like 2-3 extra days, and now they took them all off the schedule. And I guess it's because what they projected in sales wasn't a reality. It could be, the state of society nowadays. Maybe people aren't buying as much or who knows?
Yeah,
but I'm not working.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the economy. But who knows? I'm not working. I didn't work overtime this last week. So
did you want to?
I like having the money, but what's the money when you don't have time to like really take care of yourself and
work to live or live to work.
Right, exactly. And I want to live. So I didn't mind having the days off. And it was definitely my peak of the week when I found out that it was canceled. Of course, I was late to work, so I found out after. And definitely enjoyed my time off. So it's not the pit. And I don't think I have a pit this week.
Okay.
My pit was going to be that I was working overtime, but shit, now I have the time off and I was able to take a bath and get my nails done and do all of that like fun stuff. So
you're cute.
Yeah. So that was my peak this week.
Good. Love that for you. Okay, well, my peak and pit. I'm gonna start with
Ooh, so you have one this week.
I do.
Wow.
And like for me, I just don't really care about this sort of stuff anymore. Like it used to stress me out when I would like only have one car or I didn't have extra money, but I have a 67 Chevy C10 and I just got it back from it being worked on, which was like minor things, but I'm driving it home and I'm like romping on it. I'm on the freeway, like going as fast as I can and hard. So I get home, I'm backing it into my driveway. Then all of a sudden it just starts smoking really bad.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, oh, fuck. So I just park it and I turn it off. And then it's just getting worse to the point where I'm like, fuck, is my engine about to start on fire?
In your driveway.
In my driveway. Like I had just gotten home, thank God, right? But I didn't even pop the hood. That's how much I just was like, fuck it right now, right? I didn't even want to deal with it. But it didn't stress me out like normal. It is a pit because obviously car problems are not fun, but it comes with having a 67, right?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't my peak, but what I love about this story is throughout my life, there's been a lot of men to come in and out, like friends, boyfriends, whatever, right? And I know the ones who will always be there. And it's crazy because they genuinely are good men who just want to help out of the goodness of their own heart. And I'm bringing this up because it's hard to come across men who are like the ones who showed up for me in my truck. There's a difference. Yeah, some men will come and like help you and like show up or whatever, but like they literally dropped what they were doing, boom, right at my house. One is my ex-husband. So like the fact
I was just gonna say, newsflash, if you think I'm one of those men, it's not me. She didn't call me, so I'm not the other guy that came to help her out.
I'm not gonna call you to come fix my truck. You don't even have a car.
Exactly. What the fuck? Yeah, like I wouldn't know where to start. So
But you might be what I'm talking about in a personality, like in men, in a different way, because it's like not what they're physically working on. Because it could be anything. My ex-husband, he's been in my life since 2007.
Right.
And he still would do anything for me and doesn't expect anything in return. So as I grow, I'm just learning more, and it gives me an opportunity to be thankful that I have these type of people in my life, and thankful that I'm co-parenting and I'm getting along with my ex-husband who I share a son with. And it just is like as shitty as it was, my truck almost catching fire, I feel like. They said it wouldn't have caught fire, but I swear to God, I thought it was about to catch fire. I'm like, I need to go find a fire extinguisher. I'm going to go ask one of my neighbors.
oh shit.
But my first ex-husband, like he is such a genuine person like that. He will always show up for his friends and family. And I just really appreciate that. And I was standing there like watching him and then a business partner of mine. I just appreciate it. Just seeing them there and show up so quickly. And like honestly, not expecting anything in return. No sexual favors. They don't want any money. They're not going to bring it up again. You know, like they're just
They're not
there.
gonna hold it over your head,
Yes.
like nothing.
Just watching them like take care of it. I was so grateful. It was just like another one of those times where I got to stop down and like be super thankful because I really, really am. Thank you to those men who are like that and showing a good example.
Yeah, it's just important to have those type of people, men or women in your life that are going to be there for you, because like they say, whether it's your car or anything else, it's nice to have that support system. And when they really come through, it's like thankful for those people.
Yeah.
So
Yes, yeah.
100% agree with you.
So shout out to all those men. Thank you.
Period.
Okay. And my peak is that on Friday of last week, I did a photo shoot, and it was like a basketball photo shoot, and I did it with Erica.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Erica's the one that did our
my
photos.
gosh.
Yeah. So I'm going to be posting them on my Instagram at @thatdreyes. But she really wanted to do a basketball shoot. She knew that I played basketball growing up like my whole life. And
it's a sexy basketball shoot. She's forgetting that part. It ain't just your regular basketball, honey. There's a couple of other balls too. No, I'm just playing.
okay, and let me tell you, when it's an outside basketball shoot, there's going to be boys there. Because we've tried now like 3-4 times to do the shoot, and she wants me to wear like a shiny silver
Thong.
or like blue onesie. Yeah, thong onesie with nothing else. Okay. And so when there's 25 guys playing basketball and we have to like quickly, when they're on the other side of the court, take a few shots and like get off the court, I wasn't super comfortable. Like I would have been like way more comfortable if there wasn't guys there.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was there so I could have like
Dude, Bennett, that's where we meet
held
guys.
it down.
That is where
Yeah.
we meet guys. I'm telling you. Because now it's been like 3-4 times that we've been going to different basketball courts. There's packed with like hot guys. And I'm like telling my girlfriends, I'm like, okay,
That's why I need to be there.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
You did the shoot already though?
Yeah, I did it, but that was fun. That was a peek. And if you want to go follow her and check out her photos and want to get some photos done by her, it's eCharnay Photography. Or if you just go to my Instagram at @thatdreas and go to who I'm following and look up Erica with a K, Erika, you'll find her. She's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
So if you want to get any
And
photos
she's
done,
a good coach too. She's done a lot of photos with us, and like some of my best photos recently. And she's a great coach.
She
She
is.
like puts you in the right places, and she's like, put your hand here and put your eye there, but relax your eyebrow and your lip, and like she really gets you together, and it's very natural. Oh, I can't wait to see the photos.
yes. So that was my peek and pit. Hit us up on Instagram at ResilientAF3. Tell us what your peek and pit was for the week. We want to hear it. And now it's time for Ask Alex.
Ask Alex and me.
And Bennett.
Don't forget me. So this week, I have like a personal Ask Alex.
Okay.
This is coming straight from my question box.
Okay.
My question is based on something that happened in my life this week about something that I wore. And I had no choice because I had to wear it.
Okay.
How do you get rid of a hickey?
Ah!
How do you get rid of a hickey, right? I just want to know because somehow, some way, I just woke up with one of these.
No way.
And I don't know how it
That's
happened.
so weird.
I know.
It was
I
one of
hate
those-
when that happens.
It was the bed bugs.
The bed bugs were biting. And
I'll tell you exactly how to get rid of it.
how do you get rid of it? And what do you think about hickeys? Because I just felt like scandalous and dirty. Someone
yeah.
at work was like, oh my God, Betty, you have a hickey? I'm like,
Hickeys?
no, I accidentally stabbed myself.
You got burned by the curling iron.
I was curling my hair.
I think that hickeys are super trashy and
Thanks. Thank you, Alex.
and I would absolutely cover it up if I had one. And how you do that is just concealer makeup. But you can't just put like concealer on it and have it go away. You'll still be able to see it. What you have to do is neutralize the color. So with your skin tone, you would probably have to put like a red or an orange base underneath, which you can get from a palette. A palette will have different colors of concealers, and so you just neutralize that color, and then you put concealer on that matches your skin tone, and then use a setting spray to hold it all day, and you will not see it, it will not wash off, and you'll be golden. I haven't had a
Okay.
hickey in a very long time, but I would not be okay with it if I had one.
I honestly didn't know I had one until I like went out and I was like, oh shit.
Like-
Like what the fuck?
You didn't realize like when something was sucking on your neck that you could potentially like maybe get a hickey
I was
and
sleeping.
oh,
when it
it was the
happened,
bed bug.
so-
I forgot.
The bed bugs. So I was
gotcha.
like, wait, what? I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh. They
How
got
big was it?
me.
Like the size of a quarter, a half dollar?
Like a quarter.
Okay. That's still a good size.
Yeah.
But I have the makeup if you need it. I got you.
Have you ever heard of the cold spoon?
Yes. Did you do it?
No, I didn't.
I don't
do
think it works.
You put the spoon in the freezer and then like you rub it out.
I don't think it works.
I don't know.
It's a bruise. Oh, also,
Right.
just take some arnica pills. They're little tiny little balls. You just put them under your tongue. It helps bruising go away quicker.
Tiny little balls. That's how I got in this place.
Oh, no. That sucks.
I'm just playing. I'm totally just playing. Bed bugs. Bed bugs. But yeah, so I think it's gone now. You probably can't see it.
Let me see. No, I can't see anything. If it happens again, I got you.
Thank you. I definitely need to go shopping in your makeup and get one of those palettes. That's what you're calling it? Palettes?
It's a palette.
No. Yeah, let me get a palette because I'm not buying them myself.
Hell
you know?
no. They're expensive.
Hopefully they don't get me again. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So we agree.
we agree.
Hickeys are trashy.
What do you think about hickeys? Hit us up on Instagram at ResilientAF3. Do you think hickeys are trashy or do you not care?
Somebody's listening and they got like 2 hickeys on their neck and they're like, oh shit. What the fuck, Alex?
I think everybody's going to want to cover up a hickey if they know they have one. I mean, unless they just really truly don't give a fuck. But
Do
most
you
people-
like getting hickeys?
Not really. I like giving hickeys. I'll give a hickey all day long.
But you don't like getting kissed on your neck.
I do, but I don't like want to be sucked on that hard on my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. Don't cross it. Unless you want to be a trashy little slut bag like I was this week. Then go ahead and get your hickey on.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you have an Ask Alex question, hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear from us on Instagram or TikTok at ResilientAF3.
Yes, hit us up.
If you want to be a guest on our podcast, hit us up on Gmail, not Instagram, only on Gmail. It's resilientaf3@gmail.com. Tell us a little bit of your story and then we'll hit you up and we'll set up a time and we'll get you on as a guest.
Yeah, we want to hear your inspiring life story to help us and everybody else get through, you know?
Yeah, and this can be anything from trauma, from divorce, kids, childhood, SA, DV, unaliving yourself, any sort of hardship situation that you went through, that you got through, that you're on another side and choosing resilience and choosing to pick themselves up every morning and move forward. We want to hear it. They truly are inspired by your story. So hit us up on Gmail, resilientaf3@gmail.com.
Yeah, like there's so many ways to be resilient that we can learn from each other. So definitely hit us up.
Totally. All right. So this week, the interview, we have Lloyd Burke back. He's going to be talking about his experience on ketamine. So we briefly spoke about it in interviews from the last couple of weeks, but I really want to talk about this because a lot of people are interested. I feel like a lot of people talk about it, like maybe potentially doing it in the future, and they don't know anything about it. Just like me. I mean, I don't know much at all about it. So I'm really excited to hear his experience and really just what it's all about. And when I hear about ketamine, like I just think about horses. So I'm just going to just hand over the mic to him and let him kick it off wherever he wants. So welcome, Lloyd. Thanks again for being here.
Well, thanks again for having me. Exactly what you said. Ketamine is very widely known as a horse tranquilizer. I think the first time I heard about it was watching the movie Armageddon when I was like 17 years old. Kind of dating myself there, but yeah, it's a horse tranquilizer. It got a bad rap for many years because vet techs like to steal it out of the pharmacy counter and do it, but it has some really positive effects when it's administered correctly, and it's changed my life, I will definitely say.
Okay, well, before we go on any further, can you explain what ketamine is and what you use it for, and really just go into your experience about like the side effects that you've experienced, or just like your experience throughout the sessions, how often you do it, the pros and cons, anything like that would be amazing.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Special K is like people taking it at house parties in circles.
I guess I'll try to keep this short. I know I'm horrible about keeping stories short, but I blew my back out in 2006, about 2 years after I got out of the military. And I probably blew my back out because of a grade 3 shoulder separation in my right arm. So I did a lot of lifting. I had to compensate for that by lifting with my left arm all the time for carrying heavy loads, doing construction type stuff, and just taught myself to be ambidextrous. Well, overloaded myself and created back problems. So once I first blew out my back, they prescribed me Vicodin. It got to a point where I was taking so much Vicodin that it didn't really give me any pain relief, and I spent probably 12 years bouncing back and forth between Vicodin and Percocet, taking minimum 5 325s every 2 to 4 hours for 12 years of my life.
For someone who doesn't know if that's a lot, like
the Vikes are pills.
Yeah,
Vicodin,
but just like how much you took is like, was that a lot more than normal, or like?
I mean, it's a decent amount. Normally they give 5-500s, but when you're taking so much of it, when you're taking more than like 2,000 milligrams on the backside, so the 500 is the acetaminophen in it. And when you're taking more than 2,000 milligrams a day, that really kills your liver. And you're more likely to overdose on the acetaminophen and die from it than you are the Vicodin or the Percocet.
Damn.
So that's why they lower the backside acetaminophen dose, and because the Vicodin is the true pain reliever.
Okay, so then you took that for over a decade.
Yes.
Then what?
Along with Flexerol, which is a muscle relaxer, and ibuprofen, like heavy doses of Motrin, 800s and stuff like that. That was all part of that fucking cocktail I've talked about in previous. So with the whole opioid quote unquote epidemic, which I think is a crock of shit, I'll throw that in there because I can quit taking opioids. If I'm not in pain, I don't take them. So, but if I'm in pain, I'm gonna fucking take them because I'm in pain a lot. But I have my good days too. So this ketamine was the answer. ketamine is, let's see, how do I want to describe this? So ketamine provides a long-lasting effect of pain, chronic pain relief without taking something every day is one of the uses. It also can be used for depression.
When did you first start taking it or start doing the sessions?
It's probably more like 5 years ago that I actually started taking it. So I take it through the VA. Surprisingly, it was a painstaking process to even get them to approve it. The VA I go to did not have a ketamine program when I requested it, but I basically kind of put my foot down and had to file some complaints against some of the doctors with patient advocate services because they were refusing to treat me with pain. They'd give me ibuprofen and that was it. And I'm like, this is not fucking good enough.
Yeah.
You want to know why there's quote unquote 22 veterans that kill themselves every day, which is more like about 39 a day is the actual true average? It's because the VA doesn't treat them for fucking pain that
Correct.
They have to live with on a daily basis. So I basically told them, I'm not suicidal, but you are pushing me towards putting a fucking gun in my mouth or, don't take this as a threat, but like, how can you in your any sort of right mind not expect a veteran to run in here with a fucking gun and start mowing people down because you refuse to treat him because he has to live with pain every day. He can't sleep at night because he is in excruciating pain. Like, it's absolute fucking bullshit.
So they ended up approving you.
Yeah, after some difficult conversations that were carefully worded, they said, okay. So I started out with 4 sessions every 6 months. They're done twice a week through outpatient surgery, same day surgery, where they bring you in for surgery and then they send you home at the end of the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do 2 a week for 2 weeks, and then I would see them for 6 months.
So what were the sessions like? How were they administered?
Exactly how they give it to you. Like,
What the
how
process?
do people take ketamine?
So there's a couple.
Is it like through a needle?
Well, no, it's through
IV
an
drip.
infusion machine.
Pills.
There's an infusion machine.
Tabs. No, I'm just like.
No, you can do them through pills.
Okay.
So the way I take it is I take it through an infusion machine, and it's
What does that
administered
mean?
It's this machine that they put all the drugs in it, and my dose is 10% higher than 1 milliliter per kilogram that I weigh. So I'm about 100 kilograms in metric. So I get 100 milliliters or 100 cc's. I'm not a medical professional, so don't quote me on that. But however, probably 100 cc's is the correct one. But then they add 10% on the top. So I'm at 110. And they put all that in the machine, and then the machine administers it over the course of an hour through my IV drip
Okay.
in my arm.
And what is it feeling like?
Oh, it feels fantastic.
Explain in detail. What does that mean? Like,
It's like a high-end tequila shot
okay.
where,
Ooh.
or even like taking what I remember experiencing when I used to smoke flower. So I feel it in my arm and I feel it flow through my body. It's a warm, like tingling feeling. It goes all the way down to my toes and then kind of comes back up my legs a little bit. And then the next phase is like being in a fucking wind tunnel, and I hear a lot of it in my ears. You have to have the right person that's basically your spotter, right? So I have a nurse that's watching me, right? And I've had several nurses over many treatments, and I figured out a couple of nurses that I will do my treatments with. I literally will delay a treatment to have a specific nurse there, because the last one that I did, I had a different nurse. None of the nurses were available. Couldn't wait any longer. I was actually trying to get it before we went to St. George. Can't remember if it was before St. George or before I went to Austin for my daughter's graduation, but I was trying to get one in, and none of them were available, and I couldn't delay it. And it went wrong. I didn't get the effect out of it. It was a bad one.
How long is
Like a bad trip?
It wasn't a bad trip. It just wasn't effective. I got the medicine, but I didn't get the effects of it. I didn't go through the whole process. I told them that there was something wrong, and it was fine. There was nothing. It was nothing that hurt me or put me at risk or anything like that. It just wasn't right. The nurses that I do previous treatments with and do a majority of my treatments with, they know to leave me the fuck alone. They don't come bursting into the goddamn room. They turn all the alarms off before we even start because they've got their nurses stationed. And nothing fucks up a ketamine treatment, at least for me, is when the goddamn blood pressure alarm starts going off. Because for whatever reason, my blood pressure always goes up when I get the ketamine administered. So, and they have to give me some blood pressure medication in my IV. So that's the way it started. Now I'm on a different program. I'm not really...
Well, so how is the effects of it like afterwards? Like when you go home, like the next several weeks, months following?
So then you get to a point where like you get dry mouth really bad, and it feels like Jim Carrey on Me, Myself, and Irene. Yeah. And you sit there and you like, you chatter your teeth. You're like, for like 5 or 10 minutes. It's weird. I try not to do that when I get to that phase. So there's the wind tunnel phase, but before the teeth chattering phase, you start hallucinating. I can hear shit. Like I'm pretty deaf, but like I could hear if the nurses are talking real loud, I can hear their entire conversation. And
because it just like, heightens your senses or what?
Yeah, it heightens my hearing senses a bunch.
And then like, what do you mean you're hallucinating? Like, do you see things? How long does that last?
I was gonna say, do you see things in like depth?
No, it's like
kind of like more details.
So what I like to do is I take my phone with me and I like to find a fucked up movie to watch. And I sit there and I guess to describe for the listeners, the phone, it's like almost damn near having a VR headset on your face because I'm holding the phone up to my eyes that close. And I'll watch a fucked up movie like Inception or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Dune was pretty cool to watch. I'm looking forward to watching the second Dune on ketamine. But Inception has been the best for me. The movie actually made fucking sense on ketamine, where I didn't understand it sober. But you are like in the movie for an hour. I felt like I was in the movie with the actors. I lost total sense of the fact that I was in a hospital room, a surgery prep room. I was in that movie with them. I enjoy it. Now, some people have problems with it, and ketamine's not for everyone. I definitely would say don't stop after one. Give it at least 3 or 4 times because you got to figure your shit out. It's almost like getting acupuncture. I've had great acupuncture and great success with it. And then I've had absolutely fucking horrible acupuncture where I felt like absolute shit during and after.
Okay, wait, did you answer how long like the effects were after you, like in the following weeks and months?
So I'm sober by the time I leave, which is usually 30. They have to monitor me for like 15 or 20 minutes after. And I'm usually sober. Or I am sober. My legs don't work worth a shit. They feel like they're rubber bands or cooked spaghetti. So it's not advisable to try to stand on your own. And then, but they wheel me down and someone comes and picks me up and I go home. After the big IV push, obviously, and anyone who's had surgery knows you got to go to the bathroom, something fierce after pushing a bag IV or saline solution, whatever. And then I take a nap because otherwise the ketamine hangover will last and you're just kind of groggy. I found I just come home, I go to sleep for 2 to 3 hours. And then usually by that time, the wife is coming home. I still feel a little bit of it, but I'm ready to go. If we need to go somewhere and do something, we can go to a concert afterwards. Like I'm leaving there at 2. And if she's getting home by 5, 6 o'clock, I'm waking up and I'm ready. We can go do whatever. We can go to dinner. We can go to the bar. We can do whatever. No effects after that. But I will say that the effects, it's like a switch. So anyone who's listening and has dealt with chronic pain, like severe pain, like you've broken your leg and you've had to deal with 6 weeks of healing or something like that, or you've blown your back out or had a back surgery or just any significant surgery, that chronic pain. I don't claim to be depressed. I don't consider myself depressed, but with chronic pain, there is a level of depression that no one can fucking deny. So ketamine takes that depression and not only does it give you pain relief if you're in chronic pain, but the other part of it is it's a great treatment for depression, and that's administered a little different if you're not in chronic pain, but you are dealing with bouts of depression or long-term consistent depression. So for me, mine is a chronic pain with a depression, medically documented, or it's their words, not mine. If you're in chronic pain, you're going to have a level of depression. So after the treatment, it's a reset. Everyone at my work notices. They know when I've gone through an infusion, because I'm more positive. I'm walking correctly. I'm not limping and I'm in a better mindset. I'm willing to help. I guess I become a kind of aggressive or just not as approachable, I guess. Grumpy, I guess, is the best word to use it. So yeah, so let's go into, I guess, if you do it for depression, if depression's your main issue that you want to treat, then typically that's done through a nasal spray. I think it's like called Activa or something like that. No free ads, but I think that's the one that's FDA approved now. And that is a nasal spray that you wake up in the morning, you put the nasal spray in your nose, you give a pump in each nostril, and then you lay down and you just sit there for like 15 to 30 minutes. I've never done the nasal spray, so I don't know. This is all me regurgitating hearsay conversation. But after that 15, 20, 30 minutes, however you react to it, you're supposedly good and you can drive, you can go to work, all that stuff, and it will alleviate your depression. There's also lozenges, kind of like Claritin Ready tabs. If anyone's ever taken Claritin, where you just put it on your tongue and let it melt. It's not quite like that. It's a Ready tab. I haven't tried it. I'm thinking about going down that rabbit hole a little bit because I'll get to that in a second, but so that you get these lozenges and you put them in your upper lip like someone who does chewing tobacco, and it's commonly called a beaver dip, where they put it in their upper lip. So you put the lozenges up there, and I guess your saliva glands kind of control the administration of the drug and allow it to distribute
dose
in
out.
your body. Yeah. And you got to have a spotter. It's something you can do at home. You can order it through the mail. It's kind of like, it's the same concept as like doing something through a company that gives you boner pills or whatever, where you have to talk to their doctor every so often and pay them for that, and then they'll send you the pills. And yeah, you just administer it per their directions, and it's if they can do it, it must be safe. I would assume. I mean, you'd have to be a fucking dumbass probably to OD on it.
Is that why you need a spotter or like an anchor, just to make sure that you don't overdose on it, or is it because the effects could be like so strong?
I think it's just in my opinion, I think it's just a double check. I mean, so with my IV, with the IV administration that I go through, like I said, my blood pressure tends to spike when they administer it. So they usually 5 to 10 minutes in, someone has to come in, give me a blood pressure reducing drug of some sort, and then I'm fine. So if you were doing it at home, you didn't know, someone should probably monitor your blood pressure while you're doing it and maybe stop the procedure, pull the lozenges out. The nasal shot is not near what the lozenges or the IV is. That's probably only like a 10 milligram shot, and that's why it's so quick, but it's a daily thing, right? And it might even be less than that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a medical professional, but it's a very low dose. So that's why you only have to go through the 15 or 20 minutes, and you're probably really super safe if that's what you're going through, but or the way you're choosing to go. But like, if you're doing the lozenges where you're doing 100 milligrams or at a time, you probably want to have a blood pressure machine there. And if your blood pressure spikes, then your spotter would be there to, if you're not capable or don't feel, you're not in your right mind, right? They need to be able to hook those lozenges out of your lip and just kind of watch you and monitor your blood pressure. And if it continues to spike, then they can call 911. But yeah.
So how long do you think that you're going to continue the treatments? And do you think that over time, do you have to go less often, or, is there longer intervals between each session, or is this just something you'll continue to do as long as you decide you need it?
So I will probably have to do these the rest of my life. There's kind of a conception with the VA that once you reach a certain age, then they start, and if anyone's in the medical field and deals with VA patients and out in the community and sees kind of their drug lists, that it's like after a vet reaches a certain age, and they don't really give a shit about giving them painkillers anymore. My stepdad is in his 80s and goes to the VA, and they give him morphine and Percocet like it's fucking candy. No problem. But with me, they won't. I'm just turned 44 They had me on it for over a decade, and I never abused it. I had a very strict, like, I told them I told them, I was like, I don't want the normal script. I want enough for an average of 1 pill a day. I'm not taking 1 pill every day. But if I have my bad days, I may take 3 or 4 pills during the course of the day. And then I may go a week of never taking a pill. I don't think it's addictive. I think it's, people make a choice. You have a choice as to whether you're going to take drugs or you're going to drink alcohol. Like, so I look at addiction very differently, I guess. And I'm strong enough willed that I only take it for when I need it. It's not recreational for me. Neither is the ketamine. So, but to answer your question about as far how long, forever, if they'll let me. If I have to go straight mail order, I will, or until they cut my left leg off, because that's where all my pain is. So, and that's kind of the choice I gave them. I said, you either treat me for the pain or you cut the fucker off, because it doesn't work half the time anyways.
Okay, so if someone obviously can't get it from the VA, where would they get it?
So there's ketamine clinics in every town. Unfortunately, it's very expensive. The depression side of it is now getting covered by insurance. So, which the VA kind of gave me, they were saying, oh yeah, because I have to go through an anesthesiologist. They don't have several anesthesiologists throughout the VA hospital. So I probably would have better luck if I lived in the Seattle area, or if I lived in LA or something like that. But here where I live, there's 2, I think, in the whole freaking hospital. So, and when you work with one, they kind of want to keep you only with that anesthesiologist, especially on something that's a recurring thing. So the guy's like, the last time I saw him, the guy's like, sorry that, schedule has prevented this and da 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 da. And I'm like, dude, like, if this is a problem, I have private insurance. Ketamine clinics are now accepting insurance. We can go down that road. I'm like, send me down there. Let me go to them. If you don't have the time and you can't get me in on the schedule that that's part of my treatment plan, then refer me out into the community. And he would not do that because of the fact that it's insurance doesn't cover my kind of ketamine treatments yet. My type of ketamine treatments through the IV with the fusion machine, doing them 4 times, every 6 months. That's actually not the regimen I'm on anymore, but I actually do them once every 90 days now. But those run about $2,000 to $2,500 a session.
Wow.
Like out of your own pocket?
Wow.
It would be out of pocket.
In general.
It would be out of pocket.
Yeah.
That's what they're charging. I think in the private community, it's probably there's probably some price gouging going because it's a new thing, and there's insurance requirements and stuff like that probably push the price up. But as more and more of them pop up, the price will probably go down. Bigger cities, I've heard, they're a lot less expensive. I've heard as inexpensive as like $800 to $1,200. But I've never been to one of those. I worry that could be the equivalent of a freaking storage unit in some small Mexican city, that you're getting doing ketamine.
Okay, well, so is there anything else that you want to share about your experience or want to talk about Kay in any way?
I'll just say that ketamine's been life-changing for me, in all positive. I don't regret it. I've had zero cons, zero side effects negatively. I'm not going to sit here and say that people potentially won't have some sort of a con or a bad trip or a weird side effect, but it's definitely made my marriage better. Because otherwise me and Shorty would probably be at each other's throat all the time because I'd be angry all the time.
Damn.
And I've had nothing but positive from it. So I don't regret any of it, and I look forward to my treatments. I can feel when I'm due for another treatment.
Damn. That's cool. Like, well, I appreciate you sharing your story about it and sharing the knowledge for me for sure, and I know a lot of other people listening, and just being open about it.
I had a different understanding of Kay, because I only knew about it or heard about it from like parties and people, doing it for their own personal reasons. But you definitely, answered a lot of my questions, and I'm sure that everybody else will have a different perspective now as well.
I would definitely say, as far as a party standpoint of it,
should I try it?
Don't try it unless you know how much you've got there and how much you're doing at the time. So I've heard stories of people, usually I think it's a lot easier to get it in liquid form because most people steal it from vet clinics. But if, now that they've got the lozenges or whatever, and I'm sure there's some way to get it in some sort of powder form, I wouldn't jam it up my nose or anything like that because you don't know how much you're putting up there. Right. So I
might have to hold on that then.
Yeah, I would say if you can get it in some sort of ready tab type form and you know how big that tab is, and yeah, kind of the rule of thumb is 1 cc or 1 milligram per kilogram of weight is acceptable. So like Alex weighs probably 45-50 kilograms tops, rough. I'm not doing any
soaking wet.
Yeah, soaking wet. Not doing any
I don't know why that was
serious.
So funny.
That's just some quick math in my head. I figure she weighs about half as much as me, because she's a little smaller than my wife.
I wish I could tell you how much kilograms was, but I'm like 107 maybe pounds, 107 pounds, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about right. 45. It's about 50 kilograms. So that would be the most that, like, Alex shouldn't do any more than that. Whereas I'm doing 110 cc's or milligrams per treatment. So it would really fuck Alex up if she was taking the same dose as me.
By the way, I don't have any desire to do K.
You should try everything at least once. If you never try, you never know.
Maybe some point in my life later on. But if people have questions, Lloyd, where can they reach you? What's your @
Reach out to me on Instagram, Lloyd and Shorty, at Lloyd and Shorty.
Yep.
It's fine. I'll answer any DMs about ketamine to the best of my ability. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a medical professional. I can just tell you what they've done to me and for me, and how they've done it, and kind of where my journey's at. And,
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you again for sharing. And yeah, that's it. So thank you again so much for sharing. And actually, Lloyd's going to do trivia with us this week. So we're going right from the interview to trivia. So are you ready, Lloyd?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get it.
Alrighty. They have buns, they have bods, but do they have brains? It's time to find out with Hot Seat Trivia. Alex Fresh, Lloyd, one baddie will bring his or her body out of the room while the other attempts to answer as many trivia questions as they can in 60 seconds. Now here's the rules, Lloyd. Your first answer is the only answer, so think before you speak. If you don't know an answer, pass and we'll come back if you have more time. So after Lloyd goes, Alex is gonna come back and we'll see who comes out on top. This is Hot Seat Trivia. So Alex, I'm gonna ask you to move your body out of the room.
All right, I'm heading out. So text me when I'm ready.
Alrighty.
All right.
Now, Lloyd, I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Shorty did a really good job at this. Like, she demolished Alex. So I'm hoping that you could do the same. You probably can, right?
Oh, we'll see what subject matter you picked.
It's on a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. All right, so I'm gonna ask the first question. Once you answer it, that's when the time will start. All right.
Okay.
So the first question, where will the next Olympic Games be held?
Los Angeles.
What's the name of an animal that only eats plants?
Herbivore.
What's the most stolen grocery item?
Condoms.
Which SNL star got their start on the 90s hit show All That?
Pass.
What continent will you not find bees?
Antarctica.
What is the most used letter in the English language?
Pass.
Humans and what fruit have 50% the same DNA?
Pass.
Where is the biggest airport in the world?
Pass.
All right, that's time. Let's see if we can get you these last two. Ready? What's the least populated state?
Rhode Island.
Hey, shout out to Rhode Island. And who is on the $2 bill?
Hamilton.
Alrighty. All right. How you feeling?
Not good.
No, you never know.
Those are kind of tough.
They are tough. It's all random facts and questions and just stuff. I feel like all of the trivia questions are usually stuff that you like randomly know. All right, Alex, are you ready?
I'm back. Let's get it. How did he do?
Well, you know that. We'll talk about it after. You know his other half beat you last time. So how are you feeling right now?
She did. I'm
Are you
feeling
confident?
okay.
All
I'm
right.
feeling better than if I was going against Shorty again. But let's go. Let's get this fucking over with.
Let's do this. As soon as you answer the first question, we'll start the clock. Where will the next Olympic Games be held?
Like after this year, Italy.
What's the name of an animal that only eats plants?
Herbivore.
What's the most stolen grocery item?
Gum.
Which SNL star got their start on the 90s hit show All That?
Kenan Thompson.
What continent will you not find bees?
Antarctica.
What is the most used letter in the English language?
E. A.
You-
No, E.
Humans and what fruit have 50% the same DNA?
Bananas.
What is the biggest airport in the world?
The one in Paris. I don't know.
Time. Let's see if you can get these last two. What's the least populated state?
Wyoming.
Who's on the $2 bill?
Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, let's see. Let's go through the answers.
Let's go.
Where will the next Olympic Games be held? Paris, France.
Oh.
That's
Wait.
where I right now.
The Olympics kind of started.
Okay, besides this one, but I thought you said the next one because this one's like
I
already
thought-
here.
Yeah, I did these questions like a month ago. So
That's fucked up.
Damn. All right. Well, either one of you got the point. So,
Okay.
all right. What's the name of an animal that only eats plants? You both got it right. A herbivore. What's the most stolen grocery item? Cheese. People really be out here stealing cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah. Crazy. Which SNL star got their start on the 90s hit show All That? Alex, you got that right with Kenan Thompson.
I love
All right.
Kenan.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a class act for sure. What continent will you not find bees? You guys are really smart. You both got it right. Antarctica. What is the most used letter in the English language? Alex, you got that one right with
Really?
letter E.
That was
Good
a total
job. And then
guess.
You got the next one right too. Humans and what fruit have 50% the same DNA? A banana? Isn't that crazy?
I only put that together because monkeys, they like bananas and we're like monkeys.
Okay.
I didn't get those two questions. Just an FYI, the feed cut out.
Oh no.
What happened?
I'm gonna give Lloyd 2 points for the two that the feed went out, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You're still gonna beat me, Alex.
Oh, God.
Where is the biggest airport in the world? It's called King Fahd International Airport in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
What's the least populated state? You know what? I'm gonna give Lloyd an honorable point because he said Rhode Island, and it's not Rhode Island, but I'm from Rhode Island, so I'm gonna give you an honorable point for that one, okay? And then the answer is Wyoming, so Alex did get that right.
Okay. I'm going to allow that just because we're friends.
Okay, you're gonna give him the point.
The half a
You're
point.
still
A half a point. And then who's on the $2 bill? Alex, you got this one right as well. Thomas Jefferson. So the score, we tallied everything up. We're adding Lloyd's honorable half point.
Why are we adding in questions that we didn't get in time?
Because I'm just being, treat him like a guest and give him that half a point.
Well-
All right. So Lloyd, you got 4.5 points. Alex, you won with 5 points.
I only got 5?
You only got 5 out of the 10,
That was closer than I thought.
but you won.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I've redeemed myself.
You redeemed yourself, and that bottle of champagne that you sent to Shorty, you could send it back, Lloyd.
I'm not drinking that shit. So.
All right. Well,
yes.
thanks
Good
for
job,
being a
y'all.
good sport, Lloyd. Tell your wife I said hi and have a lovely rest of your day.
I will try.
Okay. Bye now.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Nice to talk to you.
All right. What do we got next? Are we doing the conspiracy?
What are we doing next? What's up, conspiracy? It's been a while, and I hear you got a good one. She's pulling out her phone, so you know it's about to be juicy.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've done a conspiracy, but this one, I always love a good conspiracy. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Candace, the black girl.
Candace Owen.
Pretty sure it's Candace Owen who said, if
Okay.
you don't believe in conspiracies, you're stupid. Like, you're just a dumb person. And I'm like, ooh, that was bold.
I think it's bold, but I also think that it's very important to stay curious and stay
And question.
especially with stuff that's bigger and beyond us. You can't just believe everything that you see. And what do they say? Believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So this conspiracy is about Google Images when you search the years in the future coming up, like 2025 through 2030. For instance, when you search in Google Images 2025, what comes up is Trump. It says Project 2025. Then if you Google 2026, you'll see right off the get a bunch of pictures of FIFA football because the World Cup's going to be in 2026. Then if you Google 2027,
Uh-oh. I don't know.
it's going to be about the apocalypse and the world ending. Then if you Google 2028,
Oh my gosh. Don't tell me the world is in shambles.
2028 is towards the end. There's pictures of Jesus and the devil doing arm wrestling. It looks like a picture of a movie.
Right.
And then
But
if
the movie, it's our life.
2029 gets a whole bunch of pictures of an asteroid hitting the Earth.
What?
And then in 2030, it's like a brand new world. It looks like 5D. It's just very futuristic.
I feel like we spoke about that realm before
Yeah.
on the podcast a while back.
Yeah, the 5D.
Yeah.
So we live in a 3D world, which is the lowest vibrating thing in the universe. And 5D is just a higher level of consciousness. You'll feel nothing but unconditional and pure love. There's no hatred, no fighting. Once our world gets to that point, which I've already said it, I think it's going to happen in 2032. And I said this years ago, our world will not have to have laws anymore because there's going to be no crime. That's how much it's just going to be bliss. Unconditional love in everybody. Healers are waking up. The level of the Earth's consciousness is raising. And when a collective comes together, it automatically will raise the vibration of the Earth. And so that's what's happening right now. So they're saying in 2030, basically the world as we know it, in 2029 is going to end. And in 2030 is going to be a 5D world.
Yeah. So basically, the prophecy is Project 2025 Trump. After that, the world's going to end. Between
There's going to
good
be a
and
football game in between.
At least there's a good football game in
Right?
between. Right before the world ends and things come to an end, we have a FIFA game, which I'm definitely looking forward to now.
I'll be
I've never
watching.
watched soccer. I'm going to watch it if it's the last thing I do on this earth, okay?
If it's the last
And then
thing
after
that's
that-
on this Earth.
Then after that, the world's going to end, and then we're going to live in this 5D world.
Probably named Agartha.
You're ready. Yeah, exactly. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next 5 years of my life. And, you know, the plans that I had to go back to school are getting thrown out of the window.
Fuck yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to it. We're going to be flying around in like these futuristic cars. For real, it's going to be like that.
I think that's the conspiracy right there. The flying cars. That's a little too much for me, Alex.
There's so much other stuff I think that's going to happen when the world becomes 5D, not just flying cars. But I
I
cannot
don't
wait.
think that people are ready for flying cars. Like, people can't even fucking drive cars that stay on the ground.
They will be ready by then.
Okay.
Yeah. There's going to be like no insurance. There's going to be no accidents. You can't like, it's just
Right. And there's probably not going to be any drinking and driving because people are going to be like on a higher frequency. Nobody wants to drink that shit.
no, there's going to be no alcohol.
Right. Exactly. Because alcohol is so low vibrational.
Yes.
It
and
really is. That's
even
why they
gonna
call
be-
it spirits.
Exactly. Thank you. Someone who knows. And it's not going to be a thing that we even think about because we're going to be in a different level of consciousness. So
Yeah.
ready or not, it's going to happen. Some
Yeah.
people like listening right now think we're absolutely batshit crazy.
Insane.
But it's coming, you guys, like 5 years. And I swear to God, I have recorded this many times years ago about how the world is going to be 5D in 2032. This was like 2020 that I said it the first time.
Alex knows.
Not just Bennett knows.
Alex knows too. Alex knows too.
I get downloads and I get messages and it's actually crazy. Like the things that I have said that I have no idea why I'm saying it. I don't surprise myself anymore because I just believe a lot of shit that I, you know, right when I first started saying shit, I'm like, what the hell? Why am I even saying this? How do I, what? Okay.
Now it's nothing. You already know that it's like
Bennett's
your
over here
higher
brushing his
powers.
hair.
Oh yeah, getting these waves ready for 2030.
Boom.
Got to make sure that these waves are intact when we are on our way out.
Yep. All right, well, that's that. What do you think about the conspiracy? Hit us up
Yes.
on Instagram at ResilientAF3. I say it every time, but do it. And also, if you have a conspiracy that you want us to talk about, let us know. And I'll do some research and then, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also can
And
follow
it doesn't
us.
matter what the conspiracy is. Like, we're here for the conspiracy.
Oh, hell
you
yeah.
could throw like the craziest one at us, and we're gonna do a deep dive into it.
And I don't think anything is too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe almost fucking anything is possible. So,
Period.
yeah. And I've been told before that my conspiracies that I've brought up have been too much. That is too much for people. People can't get on
They're
board.
obviously not ready for 2030.
Hell no,
Come
those
on.
people aren't.
Gotta catch up.
But
no,
yes.
but really, with these conspiracies, you can't, I don't know, just be curious and, you know, do your research. Look up some things. Even if you don't believe a conspiracy, you
Question
know,
everything.
just questioning everything and getting that information is going to lead you to a better place, right?
Totally.
It could be the craziest thing, but you'll at least know something about it.
Actually, you know what? Like so many people are like, I love the conspiracy. I love that hour.
Yeah.
And are on board. So I want to know about more. So hit us up. All right. What do we have next? Are we doing trivia?
Yes, it's time for Hot Seat Trivia.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited. All right. Well, that was a good time. That was so much fun. If you
Yes.
do want to be a guest, hit us up on Gmail, resilientaf3@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at resilientaf3 and follow us individually. I'm at that Dreas.
I'm at Bennett Knows.
Hope you have an amazing rest of your week and we'll see you
Yes.
next time. Bye.
Bye.